I certainly thank the gentleman. Mr. Speaker, Commissioner John Koskinen took over the Internal Revenue Service in the wake of the IRS conservative targeting scandal, ostensibly to reform the agency internally. Instead, he continued his predecessor's legacy of stonewalling justice. After Lois Lerner, director of the IRS's Tax-Exempt Organizations Unit, invoked the Fifth Amendment when she appeared before Congress, the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform issued a subpoena for IRS documents, including all of Lois Lerner's emails. The IRS's chief technology officer also issued a preservation order instructing employees not to destroy any emails, backup tapes, or anything relevant to the investigation. But, Mr. Speaker, despite a congressional subpoena and a do not destroy order, the IRS Inspector General found that the agency had erased 422 backup tapes containing as many as 24,000 emails. All the while, Commissioner John knowingly and deliberately kept Congress in the dark. Commissioner Koskinen was clearly aware that the emails were lost, but he knowingly and deliberately withheld that information for Congress and from Congress for 4 months and stonewalled the entire investigation. Mr. Koskinen testified under oath 4 times before Congress during that 4-month period, saying he would turn over all of Lerner's emails, making no mention of the fact that the bulk of them had been, quote, lost. Mr. Koskinen provided false testimony and swore under oath that the information on the bulk of the backup tapes was unrecoverable. The Inspector General found that approximately 700 of those emails had not, in fact, been erased and were, in fact, recoverable. Mr. Speaker, John Koskinen then failed to protect citizens against the same type of future discrimination. A General Accounting Office report found no significant measures had been implemented under Mr. Koskinen's watch to ensure that civil servants at the IRS don't continue in the future to unlawfully target Americans based on their political or religious views. Mr. Speaker, this entire matter is absolutely counter to everything a republic like ours was meant to be. In a constitutional republic like the United States of America, we are fundamentally predicated on the rule of law, and there are very few things that break faith with the American people or that undermines their trust in their government more than witnessing those given the sacred responsibility to enforce tax collection equally and according to the law, using the federal government's power of taxation unlawfully to economically destroy and deliberately oppress American citizens based on their religious or political views. Such a tyrannical abuse of power and the betrayal of their sworn oath to the United States Constitution by Commissioner John Koskinen and Barack Obama will be writ large in their shameful legacy, because it is something that goes to the very heart of the rule of law in this republic, and that so many lying out in Arlington National Cemetery died to preserve. Mr. Speaker, the United States Congress has a duty to impeach Commissioner John Koskinen. The impeachment power is a political check that, as Alexander Hamilton wrote in Federalist 65 of 1788, protects the public against abuse or violation of public trust. And Commissioner John Koskinen, appointed by Barack Obama, has unequivocally violated public trust. A taxpayer would never get away with treating an IRS audit the way the IRS officials have treated this congressional investigation. And the Congress of the United States owes it to the American people, to future generations, and our sworn oath to the Constitution to hold the perpetrators of this tyrannical abuse of power accountable and to make sure that this never happens